Hello to all. Welcome to Divas of Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be your host for this amazingly invigorating, robust lifestyle show. I want to thank each one of our listeners who have tuned in live today and the ones that will be listening to the recording on the podcast. I am just so very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. And you are all in for one incredible show today, as I have with me my returning diva, Lidia, better known as Lady Apona, and her and I are going to continue our Divinity of Horses. This is actually part 4, so if you have missed the others, please go back to Divas at Care Network on SoundCloud, Blog Talk Radio, different podcasts, and listen to the others. So as we start this, Lidia, would you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Oh, I'd love to. And hello, Debbie and everybody. I'm so honored and excited to be back again. I'm absolutely loving our discussions and our series on the Divinity of Horses. And just to recap, if anybody missed the first 3, the first interview, we really introduced the concept of the Divinity of Horses and who horses really are and how it's time to honor them as high spiritual beings and celebrate them with reverence. And then in the second interview, we talked about really how to connect with that Divinity of Horses, and I shared 7 steps to co-create with the divine that can be done with or without horses, and activate your intuition and that special connection with horses, or if you want to have a special bond with a heart and soul bond with your horse. In the third interview, we talked about more how to activate that energetic connection to the divine and the hearts of horses, and through meditation and through keeping your energy clear and strong so that you are a clear receiver and transmitter of energy. And in our fourth discussion today, we're going to continue that evolution, and we're going to talk about how the Divinity of Horses can help you remember who you truly are, understanding your true essence, your inner power, through connecting with the essence of a horse or horses you admire or love. But I'll give you a little bit of a background about myself. I call myself a Renaissance woman, and I'm a high-performance wellness coach, a horse advocate, thought leader, and founder of AponaHealing.com, where I bring together my life's passion, expertise, and wisdom in holistic healing into 4 coaching programs, 4 pathways at every stage of personal development to help you heal, grow, and evolve and live a centered, connected, and conscious life. And I became involved in holistic healing and healing with horses through my own journey, healing my chronic illnesses from birth. And animals and spirits would come to me in dreams when all hope was lost, and many times. But it was through the connection with the divine that the answers came. So never lose hope. We always are connected with higher beings who are always helping us, and horses are one of those beautiful angelic beings who are here on Earth with us. And so I developed a relationship with the Divinity of Horses, which is the name of the chapter in a book that's coming out, a chapter that I wrote in a book that's coming out August 30th on Amazon, called Evolving on Purpose, Co-Creating with the Divine. And if anybody would like to be part of that book launch and learn more, I post the links on my personal Facebook page, Lidia Kuleshnyk, and my Apona Healing Ranch Facebook page. And in the book, I share the story of how my whole life changed when I had dreams telling me I was a sister of horses. And I was introduced in real life and in dreams to a horse that was coming to me, asking me to help him and rescue him from slaughter. And my whole life, started to go into a new direction. And the horses guided me into my healing arts work with horses and with humans. So that's a little bit about who I am. We offer healing retreats at my Apona Healing Ranch in beautiful Rideau Lakes, Ontario, Canada. And we offer Equine Healing Retreats, where we work with horses to connect with our hearts, our souls, and stand in silence and stillness with the horses, self-reflect, and engage on a journey of self-discovery.
Oh, how beautiful, Lydia. There was so much said in that already that I'm like, oh my goodness. I loved it. I loved some of the highlights, like where horses are just such high-spirited beings. And this is so true, and that the higher beings are always, always with us. I love that. And to make that heart and soul bond, to me that is so important because, it is just beautiful. And I love what we're going to chat about today on how the horses help us remember who we truly are, because it just immediately brought to my mind what one of my older geldings told me this morning when I asked him. I said, what would you like to contribute to the horses of Divinity? And he says, you know this, Mom. And it's like, oh, okay. I thought, oh, how beautiful. And then the other thing he says, to live from the heart. And I thought, that's just perfect for what we're going to chat about today. He already knew.
They do know. They are very knowing, and they're very humble. And as we've said before, the horses meet you where you're at and then help you cultivate your own personal growth and healing and self-development so you blossom and you can reach your potential in life. And they are always there with you, supporting you with unconditional love and support. So when we see them that way, when we embrace them that way, then we expand this world into a world of true abundance and peace for everyone, the humans and the horses. But horses each have, just like humans, horses each have special qualities and values that can be shared. And for humans, we think about it more as values, beliefs, that sort of thing. And as we cultivate and understand our core beliefs and the essence of who we are, then we can express this as our gift to the world and live in a flow of enjoyment and fulfillment and find our purpose and passion. And so when we become aware and we align with our gifts and our beliefs, then it's easier, as I said, to connect with our passion. And then if we already know our purpose and mission, we can refine it. Or if we're discovering it, then working with the horses as archetypes and the essence of that horse can really help activate and connect us to who we really are. Like, what do we believe? Like, what do we value? And how can we align with that and feel comfortable with that and live that in the world? So each horse it can be considered an archetype, and we can see each horse in our own unique way. But sometimes we can identify a special essence or healing gift, or they call it teaching, that a horse may offer. And when we do our Equine Healing Retreats, we often work with that with the horses. So would you like me to share the essence of the horses that are with us at the ranch?
Oh, I would love that. That would be absolutely perfect, Lydia.
Yes, so what I've done on my website, aponahealingranch.com, is identify the essence of the horses who have been with us. And some of the horses are still with us on the material plane, and some have ascended, but they're still with us. And oftentimes when I'm doing healing sessions or Reiki sessions, clients who aren't even familiar with horses or interested in horses, but they know, that I have horses here, or that we're doing a session, they know I'm related to horses. They'll say one of my horses or some of my horses came to them during the Reiki session. And this has been going on for years. And it's not surprising, but I'm always kind of in awe, right, that they're always present. And when you open up that channel of energy that we talked about in our third conversation, then anybody can receive the guidance from them. So, Macy, so these are the essence qualities that the horses have shared with me and that I, knowing them, feel align with them. But again, sometimes when we have healing retreats, somebody will sort of intellectually think, oh, I want to work on my boundaries. And Gracie, is identified with boundaries, but they'll be drawn, to Mika, right? So we want to let our intuition guide us as well. But Macy, her essence is forgiveness. And Lady Sarah, her essence is resilience. And Spring Rose, her essence is sovereignty. Rocky's essence is knowing with ancient wisdom, inner knowing with ancient wisdom. And Mika, her essence is discernment. Raven's essence is ease. Gracie's is boundaries. Aramis is refinement. And the horses who are with us from the non-physical who have ascended, Marquis, his essence is magic. So magical. And Trigger, he is the horse that got me started in healing with horses and healing with humans. And he's I share his story in my chapter. His essence is stewardship. And Maggie's essence is vision. Woody's essence is self-respect. Oscar's essence is courage. And I'm still getting clear on LaCharme. LaCharme joined us recently, but for now I will say her essence is hope. So this is an example of working with horses as archetypes. Archetypes are people, animals. It could be in real life, or it could be fictional from movies or books, or it could be sort of elemental like trees that you admire and that you're drawn to and inspired and motivated by. And there's something about them that you just really resonate with and feel good with, and that you might like to embody within yourself. And so these are the qualities, the ultimately uncovering our core beliefs and values that archetypes can help us with. And so, so this is an example of how horses can be symbolic archetypes in our own healing journey.
Oh, that is just beautiful. And I am on your website for the listeners on Apona Healing Ranch. And as you were going through them, I was looking at the horses, and every single one of them, that's just what that energy that comes from their picture generates off. It was just beautiful, and I was getting the chills as you were doing it. And then when you went to LaCharme and said you're not sure, but you feel it's hope, that really resonated. I was like, oh, wow, yes. I thought that was just beautiful, because I just got the chills when you said that, because I followed some of your story on her, and yeah, hope is exactly what she is trying to bring to the world, is what I feel her energy is coming off as. So, that was just beautiful. I loved it. And to our listeners, please go to AponaHealingRanch.com and look at the horses, and oh my goodness, it totally resonates, the energy that they're giving off through their own pictures to how their essence is. That was beautiful, Lydia. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. And I've been meaning to, for several years, put their story with each horse. And, each story is sort of 3/4 written, but I haven't had time to load it onto the website, which will be integrated. The AponaHealingRanch.com will be integrated into AponaHealing.com. They're just sort of massive undertakings to integrate all the pathways under one.
Yeah.
But it'll be easier. It'll be easier to find and follow and figure out what pathway is best for you and what healing with horses aspect is best for you. But I also have on AponaHealing.com/reviews. If you go to retreats, I also have some retreat testimonials. I think there's maybe one with the horses there. So, yes, everyone's welcome to inquire about our equine therapy and equine healing retreats, their journey of self-discovery. And horses are here waiting for us. They're just waiting for us to join them in helping us have better lives. The more we heal, grow, and evolve, the more we connect with our true self, the more we align with our core beliefs, our values, our passion and purpose and mission. And then even though we have challenges in life, those challenges are not as big a burden because we are truly centered, in our core energy. We're truly connected with our essence, which is what we're talking about today. And we're truly conscious, not just of our thoughts and beliefs and actions and choices, but of who we are. And we feel good about who we are. And if you feel good about who you are and have a strong sense of self, well, you can manage anything. You can manage any stressor because you know that you have yourself and the horses by your guide, as your guide, by your side, and always supporting you. But it's always amazing to me when we do the Equine Healing Retreats how the journey into the unknown helps people feel secure. Sometimes we're not sure if we want to go deep, and that's okay. You don't have to. But standing with the horses, breathing with the horses, just allowing to be present with the horses takes away that resistance and that fear. And then we just go to our next step, whatever is comfortable for us. And the horses know that. As you said, they always know. They know what your next step is. And they're there to give you a leg up. They're there to let you know that you're not going to fall. You're going to be okay. And if you do fall, they're going to, pick you up and help you. But there's nothing to fear when we explore who we are, no matter how deep the trauma or how deep the pain or the suffering has been, that you are a being of light. And what you'll find going through a tunnel of darkness is a beacon of light, right? It's infinite light. That is you. And the horses are the guides through that tunnel and back into the light.
Oh yes. Oh, how beautifully said. Because, that just made me think so much of how they help us awaken what is deep down inside of us, that maybe we have held fear, that we don't want to go there. But yet with the horse's guidance, it makes it so much easier to go there. And they're right there. It's just like my mare told me. She said, "We are always here for you and we love you." And how true that is. And they are. All you have to do is go to them and they're right there. They're there to help you bring out that beacon of light that you need to shine with, because each one of us was given that unique gift, that beacon of light, to shine out to the world and be there. And the horses, for me, have totally helped do that. And I just love that. That was very well said, especially on helping to release the fear and the challenges. When you're feeling like you're in a challenge, go to the horses. They will be there. They understand. They're there to listen. And they hold space for you all the time. And that is another thing that is so very special about the horses.
Oh, everything you said was magnificent. But ultimately, they're holding sacred space, right? That's what we're talking about. And we can connect with that literally Like if you don't have your own horses, you can go visit horses, at ranches or at a sanctuary, or you can do meditation and visualize being with the horses, because horses are very present in their spiritual aspect. I have a wonderful massage therapist who comes to help my senior special needs horse, Rocky, and my other horses if they need help. And her horse told her that there's very little difference to them between being in the physical and the spiritual. Mm-hmm. And I always remember that. I really reflected on that they so embody their high spiritual aspect, or their essence, that when we're with them, we just dissolve into that in a supportive way. And that's the sacred space. That's part of the gift that the horses give us, is this sacred space of completely honoring you. And we've talked about it before. They know you better than you know yourself. And I mentioned that in our previous interviews and in my chapter in the book, that the horses were really on my case. Like they were really on me to do things. And I just was clueless. Like I was like, well, I have a policy career and I'm going back to that. And it was like every night dream. And they knew me better. I wasn't opposed to it. I wasn't resisted. Right. I just wasn't, as you said, awakened to it. Mm-hmm. And I was a tough case to awaken. Like they had to come like every night in dreams, like powerful, epic dreams, like, to get me to get into alignment, right? And that was during my Saturn return. That was when I was around 29 in my Saturn, in the astrological chart, right? You have Saturn return. I think it's around 29, 30, and around 60. I'm heading into I'm 58, so I'm heading into the Saturn return. I think, if I remember correctly, those are the two big Saturn returns everybody has. So I was in my Saturn return, and I needed to realign, but I didn't think I did. I just liked what I did. I liked being an environmental policy analyst, and so they knew me better than I knew myself. Mm-hmm. And when you connect with the horses, when you're present with them in person, or if you do a meditation or guided visualization with the horses, and surrender yourself in the safety of their sacred space, then you will begin to discover your true self and grow from that place. If you're already have a high level of self-awareness of who you are, then that will just grow and become more refined with the horses.
Oh, definitely. It's that heart and soul bond. When you surrender to that heart and soul bond with them, it is incredible, all the magic that starts to happen then, because horses are magical, is how I always say, and they can bring out the magic in the humans also. And it is just beautiful when you just create that heart and soul bond with them and surrender to the magic that's there. You will be in total amazement of what it can do in your life. Oh, I love that, Lidia.
Well, absolutely, because we talk about going to see the horses, visit, even if have your own horses and you just have to go out and clean stables or whatever, and just feeling refreshed, right? Feeling vitalized. Yeah. And when I go to the barn, I forget everything. Or when I go see the horses, and it's not intentional. It's not like I set an intention. You'll be busy in your day, and things happen in life that may be upsetting or disruptive. And then you have to go to the horses. It's, you have to take care of them. And suddenly, everything's okay. I can manage everything. And even like really serious hardship, loss, sadness, grief, it just lifts off of you, or you release it, right? You can release that. Sometimes you have a good cry, when you're with the horses. As we talked about before, let the tears flow, right? Let the tears flow. But whatever is meant to bring you into alignment will happen when you're with the horses. And it's always, I was never fully conscious of it for a long time, but I'd always kind of make a note to myself, wow, I'm not tired anymore, or I'm not frustrated anymore. And then a few days ago, we were bringing the hay in, and I was frustrated. This was a few weeks ago because the farmer's hay baler broke down, and then we almost lost our hay because the rain was coming. And anyways, it worked out. We found somebody to help us, and they were fantastic. But I had so much energy. Like, I don't know where it came from. I had to get 900 square bales into the barn before the rain came, and we didn't have a hay elevator, and the young guys were dropping them at my feet. And I swear, Mika, Macy, and Raven are Percherons who were beneath me. I swear they were sending me energy. They were like, we want our hay for the winter, so we better get going, Lydia. That makes me joke.
I totally believe that. I can totally relate to that. They have given me the energy so many times that even my spirit hurts. They've given me the energy to do what I need to do, and when it's over with, I'm like, how did I manage that?
Well, and I really became conscious of it halfway through the day. I was like, how am I like this super person? Like, I'm like throwing bales up and stacking them, and it's 33 degrees sweating, and I'm, have the watermelon coming in, and, the water with lemon, and I was just a machine. And if I thought about it, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I could feel something said to me, and I thought, oh, you guys, you're giving me the energy. So take any opportunity you can to be with horses, being with horses. And as you said, you will naturally, easily, effortlessly feel better and find solutions in your life.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Oh, Lydia, I have just loved every moment of this, and I cannot believe that this show is coming to a close because it went way too quickly, which I knew it would. So I am going to ask, so the listeners here, I would love to have you back on Robust Lifestyles where we can continue to chat about the divinity of horses or other topics, just whatever the horses would like us to share is what we can chat about. So would you be open to be back on my show again in August?
Oh, Joyce, I always get the goosebumps when you invite me back because it's such a beautiful experience, and I can feel that we're being so guided by the horses and to share and to be able to share our joy, our experience, and the wisdom and the healing energy of horses is such an honor. And as you said, whatever they'd like us to talk about, we are up for it. So I would be honored to come back to your show.
Oh, I am so excited. And listeners, you have heard, Lydia will be back in August. And we will post all of your links on our show. You talked briefly about it in the beginning, about AponaHealing.com and AponaHealingRanch.com. So we will definitely post them. And I want to wish you and all your horses a very magical day, Lydia.
Well, thank you. And I love the magical world you create and the magical energy you share all the time. So thank you, and sending you magic and love and positive energy.
Oh, thank you so very much. Oh, I loved it. Thank you. And I would like to thank all of our listeners for listening to this absolutely amazing show with our incredible diva, Lydia, Lady Apona. Please share the show with all your family and friends and check out all the other hosts and their shows on Divas That Care. And remember, just a few of the golden nuggets that we talked about, creating that heart and soul bond with your horse. Oh my, it is just magic. And you are a beacon of light, and so is your horse. And create that bond and let that light shine. And horses definitely give you sacred space all the time. So remember, be kind to all, and each one of you have a magical day. Give your animals that great big extra hug and share your love with them until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles. Stay strong and healthy.